It's that.
Hello and welcome back. Now it's working. Okay, suddenly. Ah, Windows. Always Windows. Looks a little low. Let's keep fixing it. One moment, one moment. Can you hear me, London? You can probably hear me a little bit, but let's make sure you can hear me. Okay, good. That seems the levels are good. Listen, if we're gonna have tech issues, let's get them out of the way at the start and not once we get into the spaceship, which is when we don't want to have the technical issues. Hi, how are y'all doing? We are going to be playing more Outer Wilds. Okay, that's my audio. Let's make sure. Okay, computer audio will be good, so that's already taken care of. It's just the mic that was hacked up. Uh, Excited to run through the dark, pursued by sand. Exit, pursued by bear. Yeah. We're doing more. What's it called? Ember Twin tonight is the agenda. Hey Al. Hey September and Stranger. So what? Hi Jasmine. We have. Hang on. We have a Jasmine and a Benny watching over us from above. Well, Benny's sleeping on the job, but as long as one of them is watching over us, that's really what matters. They'll be in shifts. It's important to trade off. Um, but yeah, so we're playing more of the Outer Wilds. I did the. We're playing more Outer Wilds. Um,
The Outer Wilds.
there are many wilds.
The.
Jasmine, do you want to come over and say hi? No, you wanna lurk over there and just stare at my finger because you're very confused. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Just cat things. The last time was exciting. We went to the Ember Twin. we sure went to the Ember Twin. I went looking for the Sunless City. Didn't find it. Walked right past the path to it like 3 times. Um, instead, I found um, I found a cave at the bottom of the lake bed. Uh, we found the notes about when the Nomians had gotten separated because a lantern went out when one of them was standing on one of the quantum rocks. And when they turned the light back on because no one had been looking at the rock and the person standing on it went somewhere else. And apparently, as Coleus rightfully deduced, taking a ride on the quantum rock made him partially quantum as well, including his skeleton, which did us a good spookum scarum later on. So that was fun to have on record. That's a fun VOD. If you missed last episode, I recommend checking that out if you enjoy watching streams of people get spooked in real time. That's a real laugh riot. But yeah, so it all worked out fine and ended up actually being pretty great. So we learned more about how the quantum stones operate and apparate. So that was pretty cool. But we didn't actually get to the Sunless City, but we did, by the end of it, finally find where the path is that I was missing the whole time. So we're going to start there. We also found that there was one last wall scroll thing on the other planet, the Ash Twin, that I didn't get to in time. So I know I wrote down the shape of that building to remind myself. That's a lower priority because we can just go there whenever. I'm still wanting to go to the Sunless City first and see if we can get into the high energy lab to get some more lore, and possibly get to that anglerfish skeleton that we saw through like a hole in a cave wall. So yeah, we're going back to the Ember Twin. That's the agenda. It's pretty quick and easy. And if we get done with that, then maybe we'll try and go inside of a comet. And if we get that done, then it's back to Brittle Hollow and the Tower of Quantum Knowledge, which I say it that way every time because the name just seems to like demand that kind of gravitas or gravity in this case because the damn thing's upside down. So that's nifty. But if we wait for it to fall into a white hole, then we can just walk inside and read all the notes. Which I learned last time that apparently reading notes stops time unless the supernova has kicked off, in which case it sure doesn't. So we have infinite time to read stuff as long as it's not the end of the cycle completely, in which case we don't. So that's going to be an interesting thing to negotiate. All right. I wonder if that's what the music is. So there's a little like tune that plays that seems to kick off at the end of the cycle, and I wonder if when we hear that music past that point, reading journal entries no longer stops time. I'm going to assume that's the case until I know otherwise. That seems like a reasonable assumption. Okay. Anyhow, to the Ember Twin. But first, let me say hi to the people who have come in. Hey, Bob. Hey, Bedroad. All right. We're caught up on people's. Thank you for the quotes as always, Bob. So, before we jump into the game, do you know if that's diegetic or not, the Swan Song music? I don't think so. I think it's just for us, the player. I think it's some of the only music that is not being heard in the world of the game, just based on how it's played. I don't know that, though. But just the way that it sounds distinct from everything else and the way that it doesn't sound like it's coming from a specific direction, whereas everything else does. Maybe we answer. Actually, yeah. This. I mean, I'm assuming you wouldn't offer that up if it was a major spoiler. So yes, please. It sounds to me. My assumption is that it's just a game thing, or that if it's not, we'll learn it in time. In the meantime, I will get this queued up and take a drink because I've done a lot of talking already. And get my controller turned on. And get my note. Where did my pencil go? It went over here. It's meant to be your oops too late alarm, and it isn't diegetic. All right. Cool. All All right, so I was making the right call about it being the oops too late alarm. Good. That seemed to make sense. It got it the what was the word I was thinking of? The fact that it seemed to coincide with the last of the ash pouring from the ash twin onto the ember twin was the first time that I went, "Oh, that's the bing bong point of no return sound." At which point I'm like, "Oh, we haven't heard that music any other time." Because before that, I had heard it when we were like inside Timber Hearth, I think, but I hadn't put it together with the end of the cycle. And so I thought it was just, this is a weird pull. Sometimes when you're playing Minecraft and it occasionally it'll play just chill music, because it is very like calming music, which fits this game's whole aesthetic of like don't fear the end of the world. Um, but it had that vibe of just like chill ambiance, and so I didn't immediately connect it as, oh, that's a warning. But then when we were standing on a tower watching the sun about to go supernova, because that music hits well before things end, but it did hit about the same time that the ash ran out, the hourglass emptied more or less between those two planets, and that was when I first was like, oh, ah. So good. I'm glad I guessed that right. What was I segueing into? Oh, here it is. Content warnings. Um, let's talk about the stuff that's definitely happening tonight. This is a space survival-ish game, which means there is a very good chance, although I'm happy I've avoided it so far, or for a while now, there's a chance that we will be scenes of particularly auditory scenes around suffocation. There will almost certainly be instances of falling. If we get to Giants Deep tonight especially, there will be possibility of drowning. Because we're going down deep into the earth tonight, and there's a fairly confined like light radius in the dark, we'll be dealing with confined spaces and darkness. So I wanted to warn on that front. We haven't run into too much of this yet, but we're dealing with a cycle of a solar system going supernova, as well as logs of people who came before. Who faced unknown fates, so we may run into journal entries that refer to death of specific characters, particularly of children or of parents. There may be jump scares from what I've... there was certainly one last time. Yeah, warning that there may be jump scares. And there was one mention in the DLC specifically of attempted suicide. I think that's the only instance, so I don't think that we'll run into that tonight, but I wanted to forewarn about that just in case. And flashing lights at the game's ending, which again, I don't think that we'll get to tonight. For a full and more comprehensive list, along with scene notes as to the details of the specific content, as well as where it may appear, so that you can have more forewarning than the just general vague notion that I can give, I recommend heading to doesthedogdie.com and searching for Outer Wilds. Again, no the, just Outer Wilds at doesthedogdie.com. The folks who have played this game have done, I think, a very good job of journaling through where these particular bits of content come into play, along with others that I haven't listed here that I would recommend checking out if you have any concerns about content that might make you feel uncomfortable. And of course, as always, if you need to step away, absolutely take care of yourself and do what you need to do. None of this content, and certainly not me, are interesting enough to be worth doing damage to yourself. So, with all of that out of the way, let me catch up on what Bad Road said here. Parents are watching the U.S. Open. I referred to the display showing the service speed as diegetic because it's a physical sign in the arena and not an overlay on the TV. Yeah, that tracks. On that wonderful segue, into space, into game, Neat. All right, cool. As is often the case, but no less so tonight, my mind is a little all over the place, which I think actually works well for this game. But it certainly caused us to go immediately off into different tangents before. So, if I just sort of trail off suddenly, that's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's a thing that happens. I still love this. There's so many threads to pull on, and they make such beautiful knots. Yes, exactly. My joke last time about we're going to be playing this game for like another 18 years is only half a joke. Oh, God. Super serious voice. EBDB. There we go. I've been putting it off only because there's so much. Only because I'm interested in dealing with the stuff that's kind of right in front of us, I guess, first. But I'm excited / terrified to get to Giant's Deep because it's one of the first planets that we heard about, where we met the fisherman here on Timber Hearth talking about Gabbro, who found like a Leviathan, I think was the word they used, inside of Giant's Deep somewhere, and then we like flew into a moon that had these weird glowing jellyfish inside of it, and don't know anything about what that's about, but I'm excited for when we get there. I think that's going to be just incredible. Alright, so we're heading for the high energy lab, and then kind of across the chasm from that is where we will find... Why is my up not doing an up? Okay, let's just let the autopilot. We're gonna go into the sun, aren't we? Yep, into the sun. Okay, we'll try that again. I thought I had the angle on it, and I was just way off. People played Breath of the Wild for 6 years, so that's a fair point. And that didn't have nearly the Ultra Hand shenanigans that, what's the new one, Tears of the Kingdom has, so I can only imagine. If we're falling into the sun, we've learned something. Yeah, we've learned that I'm still bad at visually gauging relative orbital physics in this game. I was bad at it when we started it, and 6 episodes later, still just as bad at it. When we're around a planet, I've got it, but when we're out in space and I'm just trying to eyeball it, I'm just very bad at this. So this I'm just gonna cede to the autopilot. I've just accepted that I'm terrible at this specific part of the game. You don't find complex physics intuitive? The thing is, I do! I was great at AP Physics. It was my best subject. But, for whatever reason, not in this game. Or not in this specific instance in this game. Because, like, there's a lot of physics in this game, and most of it I find very intuitive. Get away from the sun. Come in behind it. I hope we get there before the Ash Twin comes around again. Yeah. Alright, there we go. There's the cannon, there's the campfire. Get under the Ash Twin here real quick. Not too low, not too low, not too low, not too low. Okay, just the right height. There's the crash ship. There's the lab. There's the compass. There we go, there's the lab. Yes, here we go. Alright, perfect. There's our landing. Although, to be fair, the thing that I was worst at in AP Physics was rotational physics, which is what this is. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised at myself here. Whoop! Oh, right, that's the ghost planet. That's why we couldn't just go that way. Hello, Sand. Bye, Sand. Why are you always so loud? One thing I'm grateful this game didn't do was have, like, the flashlight battery power thing. So that we can just leave this on all the time. Because they clearly have, like, the resource management thing with oxygen and fuel. And deciding not to do that with battery power as well, I think that was a wise choice. Alright, now, It's been long enough since we've been here that I need to remind myself. Norris Cavern, yada yada. Start of the path to the shelter, left directions to guide you there. Okay. Let's see. View. Passes leads to breathable air. Okay, that's the one that just tells us there's oxygen down there, but it's otherwise a dead end. Hello? Heat from the star system's sun is more bearable below the surface. If I puncture this planet's surface, it broke into what scans show as a cave system with much cooler air. Would recommend we seek a site down there to build a long-term shelter. These passages are a maze. I think we've read this. Even with this danger, there is still our best chance for survival. We'll form teams and descend into the caves to look for a shelter site. We can mark our findings on the walls to avoid becoming irreversibly lost. Be cautious, everyone. Be aware of the sand as you search. It appears to be rising gradually. Yes, we've definitely read this. Okay. And then this just leads us right back out, yeah? Escape pod 3, escape pod 2. Right, that's how we knew there was an escape pod 3, which we still haven't found. That's right, that's right, that's right. Escape hatch. Okay. Chad, I will catch up with you in due time. We are on the clock here, so if you'll give me just a few. Hello, Jasmine. I'll catch up with you too. Do not follow this tunnel. Same with the horror. Okay, this is the. I think this leads to the bones, so we're gonna take the bone path, as long as we're here. Bones, 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 bones. Okay, so this. Yes. Okay. That's the anglerfish. I love that it glows. That's a neat touch. Okay, so we can't get to it from here unless those are quantum rocks. They're not. Damn. Okay. Hang on, we turn the light out. Damn. Alright, further shot. Actually, from the scout. Okay, landing it in the mouth was a nice skill shot, but, will you tell me where I can... I wanna, like, go this way. Looking for an opening. That's us. Alright. There's some other way in there because there's a lore entry that we can only get by being close enough. Okay, so I have to keep going around. And this way... One of these writings had... We're gonna have to keep doing that to check for, like, quantum rock formations. And quantum plant formations? Alright, fair enough. Let's see, which one of you guys... This led to air, but I think was otherwise a dead end. Okay, there's something down there. Let's keep going this way then. What are you saying? Path to the shelter site is somewhat convoluted, so follow the instructions closely. Yes, okay, this is the thing. To reach the shelter site, walk forward until... This is the thing. Okay. Forward until you reach the sandfall at the pit, then left. Continue to the room filled with the rock column formations, then climb upward to the opening above them.
Screw directions!
No, directions are good. Okay, now I gotta go back. Forward until you reach the sandfall, then left. Continue to the room with the rock column, then go up. Okay. Sand area is rising, must be swept. Okay. Do all that, but quickly. Okay, so if we ignore those directions, maybe we get to the bones.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
Okay, this is taking us back in a circle. Okay, cool. So that's there. We haven't gone this way yet. That's that. You cannot get that way. Okay. You cannot get E-Flask. You wonder why. Okay. Being told to resist conformity. Alright, so we turn left here. The room with the rock columns. Go up. If we go straight through... I am, in fact, resisting conformity. It's not helping any. But it is funny. With the rock columns. Yep. Alright. Fortunately, we're mostly just getting lost and running out of oxygen. Right, that gets us to here. Crosses, chasm, yada yada yada. Bridge is bad. Look for the tunnel hidden behind the falling sand. Okay, cool. Before we do that, there's all this nonsense. Okay. Now then. Falling sand. Okay. Doing well. Only a little further left. And rest here, hopefully before the sand comes. Hey, hey. And then here. And then we go up. Managed to avoid a puncture this time. Here we go. Grab the ball. Open the door. Get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur. And with that, we are here. Bones, bones, bones. Not the bones we were looking for, but bones nevertheless. Alright. Listen, as long as you find your way to some bones. Where does this go? Woo. It goes down. Okay. Alright, this is where the sand is. This is where the sand lives. We're just gonna pick a path. We're just gonna go somewhere, man. Oop, thing. Oh, so I love when we learned that this script was like, this is scribbles and like kid drawings. Also, I think this will pause time. So now let me catch up with y'all. Hold this with one hand. And whoop, no, I'm not. There. Haha, now it's paused. Okay, now I can scroll up safely. Alright. Da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. That means Sir Isaac Newton is the deadliest motherfucker in space. That is why we do not eyeball it. It's one of my favorite lines from Mass Effect 2. An otherwise pretty good game, honestly, in a lackluster series, but man, that exchange is one of my favorite things in the world. When you fire this round, you are ruining someone's day, somewhere and sometime. Anyway, it's a whole thing. It's very counterintuitive to me how much difference there is between how well you handle your suit jets, even out in space, and how not the same way you handle the ship. Right, exactly. Like, I don't even get it. But when I'm in the EVA, not that EVA, when I'm in the extra vehicular suit, the little jetpack thing, no problem. Very fluid. I occasionally forget that different planets have different relative gravity, but other than that, like, that feels great. But the ship feels way less responsive to the different yaw and pitch controls. And when you're on a planet, the other objects are staying still and you're the thing moving. Whereas when you're out in space, everything is doing its own thing, as as objects in space are wont to do. And I think that's part of the thing that keeps messing with me. But also the ship just handles differently than the person does. Hypothesis: the sand is somehow in the middle of a conversation with me, and me and Larry Gar and Heron. Yeah, that's I see what you're saying. A very, very inside baseball sort of comment. They make flashlight batteries that last longer than it takes They make flashlight batteries that last longer than it takes this star to explode. That's an excellent point. I would also say that it's easy to have sent a Hearthian with enough oxygen to last at least an hour, but our ship has planks taped to the outside of it, so tomato, tomato. Yeah. Okay, so Jasmine is camped out on top of the PC now. She's doing just fine. Sorry to take so long getting caught up with you all. I was feeling rather pressed for time now that we finally found the path again. I'm just so excited to actually be on the road again. Right, I was also wondering if the rocks were quantum in here, but apparently they're not all of the rocks. I think only the things that have come in contact with the large quantum rock have picked up residual quantum energy, because not all of the skeletons got up. only Coleus's did because he rode the quantum rock. At least that was Coleus's theory. So unless the big quantum rock has bumped into a cactus or another rock or whatever, the other things aren't also quantumified, I guess. Seems to be the way it's working. There's a 99.9 chance you'll hit a star. That's a fair point. Right. Maybe Harthians consume a lot of oxygen. Also valid. We don't know much about their relative biology. But yeah. It's fun watching you press for time too. I appreciate that. It's nice to like finally come into one of these streams and be like, we have a thing that we're gonna do, and then we're gonna do the thing, and then we actually do the thing, and we're there. 90% lung, 10% squeedly spooch. Yeah, that's kind of what their physical makeup resembles. Unless a rock has bumped into a cactus. Yes, these are normal circumstances to be discussing. For this game, yeah everything's relative. Okay, I think we have a new speaker. I don't think we've seen the name Levi? That might be Levi. I think we've seen Levi before. We're meeting in the fossil fish cave to play this game. Oh, this might be instructions on how to get to the anglerfish. We're meeting in the fossil fish cave to play this game. If you're too big to climb through the anglerfish overlook hole, this is the thing we wanted. Well, it's one of the things we wanted. If you're too big to climb through the anglerfish overlook hole, I don't know why I found it so difficult to get my mouth around that series of syllables, but here we are. You'll have to go the long way, but it isn't too far. Go to Stepping Stone Cave and then up into the Yep. Hey, let's try that again. What do you think, Levi? If you're too big to climb through the... There we go. Go to Stepping Stone Cave and then up and into the Fossil Fish Cave. I tried to get to the fossil fish through Stepping Stone Cave, but I couldn't find the entrance. Where is it? Taggart can't fit through the anglerfish overlook hole anymore because he grew bigger. He's taller than Levi now. Who cares? Alex is still tallest. Aw. Some things never change. Remember to feed the fossil fish first. If you go to the anglerfish overlook and throw a light into his mouth, he'll show you the way. Oh. Really? I think our scout has a light on it in addition to a camera? I think that's right. We're running out of oxygen. Let's... Oh, tree? Tree? Dead tree. Crap. Need a live tree. Another dead tree. We're gonna be a dead tree soon if we don't fix this. Hi, Arthur. Are we playing the fossil fish game tonight? I fed the fossil fish a new lantern. If you go to Stepping Stone Cave, the entrance to the fossil fish cave is easy to see now. Gratitude, Solanum. It's good to see you're small enough to climb in through the hole in the anglerfish overlook. Yes, we gotta fire a scout at it first. I'm still small enough. You won't be for long. Mom and Dad are tall, so you and I will be tall too. Aw. Okay, there are definitely trees over there. We gotta hustle. That door is broken. Doesn't help with the hustle. Okay. How much up can we get? That looks like Ghost Rock. Yep, I'm aware. I'm well aware. But if I goof this... Okay, good. Yep. Let's go! Alright, that's about the sun station. We've been there before. Now, let's get some light. Anglerfish overlook. Hell yeah. Nope, up. Upsy daisy. Gotta be very careful to go around the controls. That's the Stepping Stone District. Okay, got it. So Stepping Stone is specifically the lower stuff. So Anglerfish is up here, and then Stepping Stone is down there. So we gotta go low to go high. Come here. That's you guys up there, okay. And that's Ice Shrine. High Energy Lab Trailhead is which one? No, seriously, what? I'm not even seeing which one that's... Okay, everybody else turn off. You there. Down. 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 Oh! Oh, it's way down there. Oh, because it's already buried? We got here too late. Welp. Welp. Let's see what the... Stop that! Around. There we go. Now then. It might still be too late here. We know how to get here now. What I need to do is find a faster path. So let's work our way backwards through a new route. And see if we can find another way out. I don't know why everyone says the eye is important. They say it brought us to the solar system, but is that good? Dad told me lots of Nomai died when our clan came here. This must be the eye of the universe we found, or found a compass too that didn't work. What if the eye isn't something good? What if the eye wanted that to happen? Ooh. Solanum asking the big questions. Can we keep going up? We can. Okay, good. No scrolls up here. Ghost matter. Do not like... I don't like the proximity of ghost matter to, like, children's writings. You know? That just... It seems bad. Also, why an openable door next to ghost matter? I guess I haven't actually tried to go through it yet. Maybe it just hurts us a little bit? I don't know that it kills us immediately. Well, I mean, that's... I don't know that there's much point in... Here, I'll tell you what. Okay, so we've confirmed that the scout gives us light. Hey, there's us. So we fire that into the... What do you call it? The mouth. Yeah, I don't think there's anything worth grabbing down there. Put away. There. Okay, so there's an updo. Here somewhere. No. Crap. There. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Wait, is that in here? Hello. Oh no, that's the. I'm in the door. I was like, it's a secret door. No, Andy, it's the door. The door you came in through. It's the known door. Is this the sand I'm hearing? Hi, Arthur. Alright. Here. That's right, baby boy. Pause for cat. Where'd he go? Over here he went. There you go, baby. Whew. There we go. There we go. Shush. There were a lot of Nomai here, huh? Yeah. Like we found 2 crashed ships. And, like, 2 whole cities. Hi, bud. How you doing? That's my nose. Yeah. And my whole face. I do need that to see the game, is the thing. Yeah. Hi there. Hey.
No,
Huh?
really?
You having a good time?
See the game?
Oof. Okay. Yeah. Whoop. Huh? They fired... Ahem. They fired a 3rd escape pod, which we have yet to find. Okay. And I'm curious if we'll find it and where and what it will tell us. Oof. Okay, bud. There we go. Plus, they had enough, like, equipment or material or whatever left over to build a ship and, like, a gravity cannon once they got here. Okay. There you go, Buster. There you go. So, they clearly moved a whole, like, civilization over here. Oh, hey. This is the other side of that gravity cannon door. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this will be blocked off by cacti. Or ghost rock. Or ghost rock and cacti. Or ghost rock and cacti and sand. You know, the trifecta. Yeah, there's not much time to do anything in here before the sand gets in. And we still haven't found a better path in, because the sand is just coming in through solid rock, so we can't even follow the pouring sand and use it to find, like, a hole to drop in through, which was kind of my hope. At least I can still get back to this. Troubling. Alright, so that's... Whoop. The gravity launcher, that's basically... Do we still have a way out? We might at this point be trapped. Which would be unfortunate. Arthur, baby. Are you gonna... Well, I mean, eventually we'll get back out the hard way, but it's just... You know, I was curious about whether or not Ghost Matter was immediately fatal. I guess this is as good a time as any. Go through it, at least. It's good to know. Ah. Okay. Okay. That's our way in. Hang on, buddy. Hang on, buddy. You're getting all twisted around. Alright, so that's our fast path. It's above the gravity cannon, outside of it. And there's just a hole. Okay, so above the exterior of the gravity cannon, there's this. And that gets around the blockage. And then from there we can go right down in. Got it. That's our way in. That's how we get to the Sunless City quickly. So that we can go check out the anglerfish. We've hit perfect exact escape velocity. Whee! Whee! Come on. Beautiful. In we go. Buddy boy. Where are we going? Up. Okay. I know, sweetheart. I know. Oh. Hang on. Pause for cat. Hey. You okay? You alright? Trying to figure out where you are? When you are a cat and you are 19 years old, sometimes the world is a very confusing place. There you go. There you go. There you go. It's honestly true even if you are human and you are 41. So, we have a lot in common. There you go. Okay. There you go. Okay. No. Nope, we don't want that. We don't want that. Floor. uncertain. Okay. He's gonna go echolocate for a while. Alright, now then. We don't have any ability to get back inside while all of the sand is here, so let's go to where the sand isn't. And see how good my drawing was. Wow, reorienting mid-planetary descent is fun. I believe it was from this planet. Nope, back it up, back it up. Nope. Heaved it. Yep, there it is, there it is. Stop, stop. Nope. Okay, that's the problem. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Just feather it in. And drop me on down. There we are. Boop! There. Alright, good to keep in mind that the lock-on in this game is, like the lock-on in any game with lock-on. Which is to say, not great. Alright. There it is. From here to... Alright, we don't need much. Don't need much. Whoop, 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 whoop. It's okay. It's alright. We won't need our bones where we're going. Now then. Ahem. As I was reading before. Oh, Yarrow. Okay. Some time has passed since I checked in with you, Pi. How are you and Idea progressing with the Sun Station plans? Presently, my assessment is that our plan will either fail explosively or succeed explosively. Pi, you know I don't find that funny. How curious, Raimi thinks I'm a gas. I don't recall requesting that you monitor this conversation, Idea. This is about where we blew up last time. I don't see what state of matter you are has to do with this. And I don't recall supporting the Sun Station's construction, but here we are. Hypothesis. Time spent away from the station would be beneficial to you both. I'm immensely interested in testing your hypothesis, Hero. That, at least, we can agree on. Alright. Sun Station causing some issues. Oh. Ah. How do I get in there? Whoop! Well, as fun as it would be. Alright, that gets me in here. Which is fun, but not particularly helpful. How do I get myself in there? Do I get myself in there? Ooh. Okay. Oh no, the ship is broken. Oh no, we're out of fuel. No, we're not. We just ran out of boost on that. Okay. We don't really have a way to get rid of... The fact that it's automatically bringing up our scout. Oh, there's a door. Can we get to that door? Okay, but... Oh, I see. Did our ship fall into the sun? Our ship might have fallen into the sun. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Whoop, up, 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 up. Nope. Oh, we almost got it. Oh, we hit the lip. We hit the lip. And we're out of fuel. Oh, well. Nothing left to do now but watch. Okay, so we need to come to this thing with our ship. Get another look at this. What about in here? What's... And tip and launcher is this. Okay, that's just all spikes all the way down. There's no other way for me to get in here, it doesn't look like. No, alright. Unless we could... Oh god, are we supposed to flutter it all the way through there? That'd be exciting. Is that a platforming challenge? Okay, you're on. Twitch, we're gonna make it so the stream keeps playing ads for everyone. Also Twitch. Also, we're muting it. Ugh, yeah. Wretched. So why did they make the Sun Station? We don't know yet. I think they mentioned in the logs in the Sunless City that it would be a source of power, a dangerous one. So presumably to power their various settlements. But we don't know beyond that they needed power. So I believe it's a power station, or that it's helping them find the Eye of the Universe. Those are my two theories at the moment, because I think it's to power something more than just keeping the lights on. I think it's to power something big. But I believe it's a power station. I could probably go look at the logs if I really wanted to look at it. But I'm gonna go off the dome. We're going back to the Sunless City anyway, so we can take a moment and check in. But first... Whoop, nope. No, come on. Pitch down. Oh, hey, Phantom Moon. Listen, we'll figure you out later. One thing at a time. I don't think we have any leads on the third escape pod. We just know it was fired. We have 2 planets we haven't been to, so my guess is, well, technically we have 3 celestial bodies we haven't been to, so Giant's Deep, Dark Bramble, which would be a rough place for it to have wound up, or the Phantom Moon, which would be a fun place for it to end up. Or technically, I guess, the Interloper, but that would be weird. We certainly didn't see it on the surface of the Interloper. I think we've got the distress signal banned on our signal finder, so we could just go zero in on it, when we run out of other things to do. Here we go. We'll just drop this right here. Perfect. So we have a locator for it. It hasn't been the priority yet. Boop. But it's in my notes. Okay, now we know we can go through this. Whoop, 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 up, up. Here we go. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Nailed it. Okay, now we need to get to the Anglerfish Overlook to fire our scout for light. Once I can remember where that's at. I believe that that's... I believe that's this one. Yes. Alright, cool. Over here. Okay. We open this door? What do you say? Overlook. Good. Good, 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 good. We go up here. Yes, okay. I remember this is where we saw the fossil the first time. We go here. Launch the scout. Now we've got a light. Which is what the kids told us, that when they were going to see the fish fossil, they needed to bring a lantern. Now... turn this light out. This light on. This is... ooh. No, no, no! Oh, come on! Oh, no! No, no! It's fine! It's fine! Okay. Man, when you call something the Stepping Stone District, you guys really don't skimp, huh? Alright, and this is... There we go. Alright. Ooh. Okay. Whew. I understand the name. Aw, smooth as silk. Okay. Alright. Alright. Love to see it. Now, what? This. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's something. Okay, that's that. That's the back door to the school. Whoop, back up, back it up. Okay. So that went to this. And then. Woo. I love these doors. Oh! Energy lab. Okay. Well. I mean, this was also on our list, so. Maybe we'll get the anglerfish on the next path. I love how the audio has changed to sand sounds. Very appropriately. Oh, come on. A little more. There we go. So you can't jetpack in sand, I guess. Oh, damn it. Okay. So it's not... Oh, no, it is this way. So we were just getting smushed down into daggers. This will be interesting. Okay. Alright, right. Oh, up into the lab. Yes, yes. Yes. Lab? Okay, that's down from the that's down through ghost matter. That would super duper kill us. This is neat. Is this underneath the bridge? Downtown? Sorry, had to finish it. Okay. Oh. Ah, okay. All right. This is the thing. We're in the high energy lab. I remember this because we fired a freaking scout down here earlier. Okay. All right. Open the doors. Or the observation deck. That's fine too. Oh, whoops. Hey-ya. Okay. I guess I'll be able to... Oh, remove warp core! That's what these things are! You're a spent warp core... The ship that's in the... The ship that's in the gravity cannon has a spent warp core. That's why we couldn't interact with it. Its engine has no juice. Well, let's write that down. Okie dokie. New note. Session 7. Day 27. Session 7. I've been on this island for longer than I can remember. Okay, so these little fuckers, little diamond-shaped things, the little dot over them, are warp cores. I thought it was a lamp. Warp core. Purple. Empathy? White. Full? Perhaps? Perchance. Well, let me also catch up on chat. Excuse me. Incredible. Why would you ban the distress signal? Distress signal banned. I got it. I'm with you. Do you think the player character feels pain when they die? Is that too dark? That might be why the music is so calming. I guess on Loop 2 you asked, did I just die, and are fairly calm about it in a way you wouldn't be if you had just experienced severe bodily trauma. That's fair. There's an uncertainty to it.
But yes.
Thought you spent like half a cycle essentially bonking your head against a window like a trapped fly. There was some of that too. We injure ourselves a lot. Okay, so we've got two working ones, two empty ones. And also, is this a pattern? Because that's a fun question for me to noodle on for way too long. Oh, what if we get one of these all the way to the ship? Okay, here's what we're gonna do first, right? So, right. We gotta do 1 and 1. Okay. Now we can obviously close this. No, okay, that's clearly the observation window. Or so it would seem. Okay, so maybe it's not about, like, energy levels. Maybe it's about polarity. Woo! White hole station. Black hole core. Black hole sun, won't you come? Whee! Okay, hang on. I gotta do that again. From downtown! That's fun every time. Well. And so as not to assume... Okay. What does empty do? Okay. Just get every combo. Alright, so the only thing that triggers anything is that. And it always goes in the black hole and comes out the white. Alright. So that's what's inside Brittle Hollow. Interesting. So this is the color of the one that's inside. It's not an engine. It's an anchor. When we move the control mechanism to the middle in the ship that we fired from the gravity cannon, it returns. All the little things around the base of the gravity cannon are kind of pearlescent, and the thing in the ship is this. That's what warps it back. It's the other pole of the magnet. Oh, that's clever. Yeah, I think this is wrong. I think it's... Okay, so it's two ends of a wormhole. Interesting. That's brilliant. I like the gravitational lensing around the black and white holes. Yeah. Yeah. It's very good. The little details are delicious. Each loop might only last a few seconds by reckoning. Yeah. They did mention very early on that when they first used the White Hole Station as a transit system, that it shaved off like infinitesimal but measurable amount, that they went backwards in time. A very slight amount, but that they arrived a little tiny amount of time before they left, which creates interesting questions. Okay, okay. Well, let's look at the rest of this place. That's cool. You, what have you got to tell me? Records show Nomai arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow very slightly before departing from the White Hole Station. Pi, I was just explaining this, but thank you for outlining it. Raimi and I are devising an experiment to test if this is a real phenomenon or simple machine error. Right, this was the reason why we came here in the first place, as we heard about this experiment. Initial things first. Our experiment setup will first pair a small black hole core with a small white hole core to mimic the setup on White Hole Station. Hypothesis: it is possible for an object to exit a white hole before entering the corresponding black hole. In theory, what we want to try to reproduce is a negative amount of time elapsing between something entering the black hole and exiting the white hole at its destination. Sure. Let's see, we can only hold one thing at a time. Okay. An update. Our experiment here reproduced the anomaly in arrival and departure times, but Pi is unconvinced it's more than an equipment error. I hope to strengthen the effect to render it visible to unaided eyes. To that end, we've decided to try adding more energy. I imagine the Sunless City's energy supply should prove sufficient. Of note, Raimi, Yero requests that we let him know before we reroute energy to the experiment. That was the weird cable that we followed here, I guess. I hate to leave him in the dark. The puns amongst the Nomai I adore. All available energy has been rerouted from the city to our experiment. Raimi and I are about to run a new test. Hypothesis confirmed! Hypothesis confirmed! I saw it. Pi saw it. Hypothesis confirmed. This is beyond extraordinary. This changes everything. What a beautiful day for the intersection of abstract theory and practical application. Alright, there we go. Ship log updated. Science! More science. The Southern Observatory is asking if creating a 22-minute interval is possible. That is, 22 minutes, hey? Well, I thought it was 25 minutes. I was pretty close. I was 3 minutes off out of 22 minutes. 22 minutes. All right, hang on. It's 22 minutes. 22 minutes. That's our time loop. Ahem.
Glad I got you a book to write stuff down in.
I am very glad you got me a book to write stuff down in. Thank you. Ahem. The Southern Observatory is asking if creating a 22-minute interval is possible. That is, to have something arrive 22 minutes before it is actually sent through the warp. We've learned the negative interval of time between departure and arrival can be increased by adding more energy to the warp core. I think this leads back to why they set up the Sun Station. Problematically, the energy required to extend the interval increases at an exponential rate. Here we go. Hypothesis: creating a 22-minute long interval is possible, but we are currently unable to generate the necessary energy. Raimi and I believe it would be necessary to invent a new method of producing energy, a thrilling but enormous undertaking. We'd also require advanced warp technology able to handle such energy. We would also likely need an enormous space to fit these proposed new energy and warp technologies together. The only location large enough would be Ash Twin. They put the black hole core in Ash Twin and then surrounded it with the Timber Hearth rock. The energy is currently unavailable, you say. Your gas, Pi. My pun was unintended, Ray, so I believe it's you who is Aeriform. Amazing. Nerds. Yeah, I'm playing this game. Of course I'm a nerd. Get me the scroll from the box. Box. There. Hiya. The Ash Twin Project will be one of our biggest undertakings, metaphorically and physically. To build it, we need a way to travel quickly between Ash Twin and each location that holds crucial project materials. What if we used warp towers, like the one we have on the Whitehole Station, to connect Ash Twin directly to each critical location? Poke, Root, and I can begin work on this immediately in the Black Hole Forge. This will keep us busy. Black Hole Forge, I think, is on Brittle Hollow. Of note, each tower on Ash Twin will warp to a different planet. Oh. Ash Twin's a nexus? My gratitude to those who noted my imprecise language. Yes, the sun is not a planet. Here's a joke for no one. 1 is not a prime number. Anyway. Yes, the sun is not a planet. I believe this has been sufficiently clarified. Kindly stop reminding me. Was the Grink there? We can design each tower to visually reflect its warp destination. That's what these are! These are the shapes of the towers on the Ash Twin. I should have recognized... Oh, I'm mad at past me for not picking up on that. You ever see a thing and be like, wow, that was really obvious, huh? And it wasn't obvious at all. It just retroactively seems obvious? Well, it retroactively seems obvious is what I'm saying. Alright, so that was only 2 sessions ago. Alright. Tapestries. If you are Scottish Lord, then I am Mickey Mouse. I made the same joke last time. I'm making it again. Towers on Ash Twin. The tower that we started at tonight is the one that I was looking for. Is this one? Was the one that I remembered to go back to that had the lore in it that we were reading when everything exploded at the end of last stream. The Giant's Deep Tower, for instance, could resemble a cyclone, and we could model the Timber Hearth Tower after a geyser mountain. Perfect. Alright, so obviously this is the twins. Geyser Mountain, then. Okay, which we rode the freaking geysers on Timber Hearth for shits and giggles. So that third one, the one on the right of the pause menu there, I'm guessing is Timber Hearth. Alright, so let's see. Let's do... Might be one of my big notes, actually. I have room on my... I ran out of big notes. Okay. So, Ash Twin Towers. Unfortunate phrasing, but you know what? We press on. Okay, so we've got... I'm just going to call it Spiky Boy, because I'll know what that one is. Spiky Boy. I don't actually know which one Spiky Boy would correspond to. The dumbbell very clearly feels like it would... I mean, it's even got the bridge there, so that's clearly the twins. Why they would have one that goes to itself seems interesting. And then, yeah. Oh, because it's bubbles on top, and then... Is that down below? Okay. It's Bubble Mountain. Bubble Mountain is Timber... Is the Spiky Boy meant to be a cyclone, maybe? Be a weird way to do a cyclone, unless that's the sun. In which case, we should definitely not use it. Oh, that's probably a cyclone, right? Yeah, that... Oh, yes, because that's the one with the ramp around it. Okay. Ramp Tower is Giant's Deep. That makes perfect sense. Okay. So what's the... That's probably Brittle Hollow, because it's all, like, broken up. That was the cool geometric one. We call that Triangle Man. These will make sense to me, and that's the person who's playing the game, so that's what matters. Triangle Man, I'm going to guess is Brittle Hollow. That's, again, just a guess. Which means... Oh, and then this would be the Dark Bramble. I knew it was Bramble something. Which, spiky boy. You know? If I'd said it out loud again. Alright, so Bramble, Twins, Timberhearth, Giant Steep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 tower per. Hot diggity. So we potentially have a planetary warp nexus. Oh, that's cool as hell. Well. Well. Right, we had to park the ship next to the gravity cannon to get in here. Whoops. Well, how much time have we got? 15 minutes to do something with that information. Okay, so based on that, they needed, for some reason, now this is the other thing that we don't know, and I'm betting there's info, if we can get to the tower inside Brittle Hollow, maybe we'll get the answers to this, but for some reason, they wanted to go back in time 22 minutes, which is a very specific amount of time. And for that, they needed a crap ton of energy, so that may at least answer why they needed the sun station. And that's created this 22-minute time loop. But we still don't know why they wanted to go back in time 22 minutes. So I'm betting that's on Brittle Hollow. So that's probably our next agenda item. Also, we haven't gotten to the anglerfish, and that which we know how to get to it now. Which is we get here early enough and fire a scout at it, and then I took a wrong turn, I think, down in the caves somewhere. But now that I know how these work, I want to take another look at you. Alright, so then this is the Dark Bramble Tower, if I read that right. So let's just hang out here a second. Just feather it on down. Perfect. Got it. Okay, and it's even got the little... In Whitehall Station, I think there was even a one of the cores that looked like this. So we've seen a very similar mechanism before. And the door's busted. Of course it is. Of course it is! Okay, so there is... We could warp from Dark Bramble to here, and the interior is working, so we could probably exit. Oh, hang on, there's a way in. There's a way in from somewhere below. Alright. Yeah, we got time. Whoop, hang on, wait. Boop. Right. Platforming. We got a full tank of fuel. And infinite lives. Let's Super Mario. Nope. Never mind. That cascades quickly, because once you hit one of them, it just bounces you into all the rest. But that tells me that it's doable. With enough fine control. I think what I really need to do there is just identify which walls to safely bounce off of. Is there any way to remove the cactus? Not that I've found. And I think genuinely the point of that is to be just a piloting challenge to get through there. So it's just going to be hard as crap. Which, considering that that's a warp to Dark Bramble, I think that's intentional. So I probably shouldn't have started with what is arguably the hardest one. But now that I know that it's a warp to Dark Bramble, I'll probably also save that one for later on. But, cool. Okay. Okay. Well, we have learned a lot. Let's go find a comet. I've never been inside a comet before. Wonder how... Let's see. Make sure that we're far enough out. Escape velocity. Interloper! There you are. Where are you now? Where are you relative to me? Way out there, huh? Whee! Just head this way. Alright. That should be a wide enough arc. Thank you, Bob. Anyway, I should have taken that left to Dark Bramble. I get to land on a comet for the second time. Yeah, if I remember Coleus's log entry right, on the sunward side, there was something. More importantly, what the hell are you? You're not a star at all. My friend, what are you? I can't... You're a core! You're a white hole core! I know what you are now, I just learned all about you. Okay, ship, I really need you to... put in the afterburners, please! Please get me closer to this thing. Oh, where do you go? Where do you go? Where's the other half of you? We're going on a journey. Where do you go? Is this the other end of Whitehole Station? Did we just find Whitehole Station floating out here? I think we did. Yeah, I think we just... Well, that was wild. Yeah, we found the other end of it. Okay, not what I was going for, but... Sorry, I saw something. I'm like, that's a satellite I don't recognize. And of course, you only go in through the black hole and out through the white hole, so that's why it's Whitehole Station. Now that I understand how that works, I understand why I was getting so disoriented every time we went to it. Because I thought it was a weird, like, galaxy map kind of situation. It's not. It's spitting us out into space somewhere. It's just at a random... floating out here somewhere. Explains a hell of a lot, honestly. Hypothesis, Andy is a moth. Well... go. Now then. We sneak in behind it from the trail here. Is there... Because last time we landed, like, on... Whoops, whoops, whoops. I keep forgetting how big our ship is, because the camera is much smaller. I still don't see a way into the comet. Let's just float around it for a moment and look for a fissure of any kind. Okay. I mean, it's very pretty. I like the ice. Oh. I heard something. Kind of sideways along it. Get on the equator of a comet, which is a weird concept, but here we are. I don't see like a reflection of anything in the ice. Not that I guess I would expect to, but you know. Still a video game. Huh. Let's go underneath it. This is very peaceful, if nothing else, you know? It's a very chill way to... I see a seam, but not enough to, like, go into. Also, it's a comet, so given enough time, obviously any fissure could have just frozen over in the however long it's been since the Nomai were around. There we go, there we go. Maybe, maybe. I want to wedge us as best as I can. Yes! Yes! Aha! That's a ship! That's a ship! Toe to tip, that's a ship. Let me out. There it is! We did it, we did it, we did it, we did it. This is troublesome. Seems the comet wishes to submerge our shuttle in ice. If we stay on the surface too long, the shuttle may freeze entirely. Even if it did, couldn't someone call it back home to the gravity cannon on Ember Twin? Yes, but the exploration of the comet would be more difficult if we were without the shuttle until someone recalled it. Perhaps we shouldn't have landed on the dark side of the comet. Suppose one of us remained in the shuttle to keep it warm and continue monitoring the surface. This would be wise, I think. If you don't mind waiting here with it, Poke and I can continue investigating the surface. Right, and then they disappeared. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Let's just take a... I'm very nervous about using my personal jump jets on a comet, which shouldn't really have much gravity at all. Yeah, it's got 0.3, and I've been overdoing it on planets with significantly more. Well, not significantly more, but with more. And I don't want to just go floating in space. I don't really have any way to break this thing out that I'm aware of. I wonder if that's just all there is to find. Is that. It might be. That might be the end of the story. No, we haven't looked at it in a while. Any quantum fluctuations on the comet? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Any distress beacon? Escape pod 1. Alright, so the unknown escape pod is 39 kilometers away. Okay. And then there's, yeah, all the folks. I don't see any other way around this. I wonder if we get... Can be recalled by the gravity cannon. Right, because when we get to the gravity cannon and we recall it, it pulls this shuttle back. So I wonder if we go to the gravity cannon first and recall it and then come to the interloper, I wonder what we find here. I wonder if we... Oh, yeah. Okay, we don't have enough time to do that tonight. Let me write that down, though. Alright, so... Yeah. Session... Okay, so we'll do... Recall... The grav cannon ship. And then go to the dark side of the interloper. And see if without the ship here in the gap that's left behind, maybe there's some other details that we can find. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. And I've now done it another time. Well, that's all our time. It's not really a rhyme. I've done it backwards now. I should quit while I'm ahead. There, I've done it. So, well, let's go ahead. It's back on the. Just go back on the ship. That'll be a fun mystery to start on next time. Is what's in the ice when the ship is not here. But for now, let's just leave with that. Not the sun. No. Let's just. I don't get the HUD away. Just let me. There we go. Yeah, just leave with this. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. This game continues to be an absolute delight. I don't know that I'll ever have enough of it. I don't know that we'll ever be done with it. Don't anybody tell me if this is the case. I assume that I'm going to say I assume that there's an end. It does actually feel like we're moving towards answers. It genuinely feels like we're getting more pieces of the puzzle. I think I don't know, we're definitely not done with the Ember Twin, but I think we got the big piece, which was the bit about the 22-minute loop and the high energy station. I think the fossil fish cave is neat, but I don't know that it's going to be as crucial until we get to visiting Dark Bramble. So we'll probably, other than checking out the interloper, we'll probably visit I forgot the name of the Brittle Hollow, and try to get inside the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. I can't not say it like that. Next time, I think, is going to be our focus, and yeah, we'll see if we can learn how to land on the Quantum Moon, because that's got me fascinated. That's another one of those. The Quantum Moon it makes my mouth do that with the shape. And if we can manage to do that, then that's just 2 planets that we can just check off. And then we can maybe get to Giant's Deep next week. No, week after that. Well, yeah, no, next week it'll be Thursday. I know what days are. Don't worry about it. Speaking of days, let me get over to here. But there was a thing with stuff, right, because of days and schedules as we crash into the sun. I love how you can see the light. It's the nice glow. Be sure to check out our full stream team schedule that has all the days and who's streaming what on what days at what times, with links to their respective channels for our full stream team at schedule.truck.community. It was a long walk to that segue, even I can admit that. But nevertheless, that's what that is. But yeah, schedule.truck.community has the full calendar, at least of the week, and then we update that every Sunday with what's up ahead. And as for us, we'll be back on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, with more Outer Wilds for the next 18 years, as was prophesied. No, I actually do think that we're chugging along on this. I'm excited about it, and I'm preemptively sad about when this game is done. I'm sure there's going to be so much side stuff that we'll be able to go around and poke out. I'm gonna fill up that ship log. There's so many question marks. Anyway, that's just me babbling. Let me get past that point. I'll be on soon. Strangers Out Getting Dinner. Lovely. Dinner's always good. And that right, that's the thing I was trying to lead up to. In just a moment here, speaking of our stream team, there we go. Thank you. Alice is going to be going on at twitch.tv/squirrellily. I was having trouble with the words when I started, and I did so well for the whole stream, and now, again, the words are gone, but anyway, I'm finding them again. Twitch.tv/squirrellily. Alice will be doing a stream of Final Fantasy XIV, I'm guessing? Is it more Hildebrand goodness, or is it something else? Oh, bigger battle Beetleborgs, which is always... That's actually a pretty good vocal warm-up, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I'm going to try Hildebrand. Fantastic. If you're not familiar, it's a kind of side story in Final Fantasy XIV that doesn't require any knowledge of any Final Fantasy, and is just a delightful high comedy romp. Artfully delivered by Alice's wonderful voice work, so highly recommended. But yeah, check that out. We'll send a raid over her way here in just a mo. So if you want to check that out, just hang out and chat, and Twitch will do the rest, which is one of the few things that it still does well. Haha, that's it. Take that, Twitch. I have a lot of energy that's just out there. Anyway, yeah. So that's it. That's the end of the brain. That's the end of line. Thank you all so much for dealing with my thoughts being scattered across the wall and across this lovely little notebook, which we are now coming up on the halfway point of. This was episode 7, so we're halfway through the notebook now. We've got a lot. We've done so much. We've learned so much. And yet I feel like we have two planets and a moon that we haven't even set foot on. So I feel like there's so much more out there. Which is, again, I did this a couple times last time. That is deeper than I meant for it to sound, but it's no less true. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Do please take care of yourselves, and if you have any left over, try to take care of someone else if you can. Good night, everybody.